Hello everyone, welcome back to more Euro 2012 analysis. And today yesterday was the end of the group stages finally, so we're going to be starting the quarterfinals tomorrow. So I thought I'd do a brief analysis of the last round of matches from the group stages. And we start off with Group A, of course, where Russia fell out to what was I don't know if it's unfortunate or not, but I mean, they did lose, so I think that Greece deserves some credit for being able to beat Russia. I know Russia missed a hell of a lot of chances, not just in the Greece game, but 4 games before that too. And so that was unfortunate for them, but I would have preferred a tougher match in the quarterfinals rather than, having Greece as an opponent for Germany. But it is what it is. And in the other match, I did tip, that was the thing, I did tip Russia and Poland to get through Group A, and I got that absolutely wrong. The absolute opposite happened, where the Czech Republic and Greece got through. And the Czech Republic, I don't know what to say. I mean, they did win 2 matches, they did gain 6 points, so that's pretty decent. And but I still don't think they're that strong, and they're now going to be facing Portugal. And that's going to be a tough match for them. So, having said that, we move on to Group B, where Germany, in the end, they did top the group, although they didn't make it look easy. So there's some doubt there whether Germany can be as strong as they can. Maybe they just weren't playing to their utmost abilities, and maybe they were just taking it a bit easier, because, there's quite a few games within the space of 2 weeks, so maybe they were just, calming themselves, or, taking it at a slower pace, which could have been dangerous, because they could have been knocked out. And but they still got through in the end, beating Denmark. Denmark played pretty decently throughout the competition. And in the other match, Portugal with some really good counter-attacking football against the Dutch. The Dutch really didn't have much of a chance, I don't think. Not when Ronaldo's in form, especially on counter-attack. And so now we have Germany against Greece, which I kind of tipped Germany to win. Just because Greece, they may get 1 or 2 chances, and it depends if they can take those chances, but I expect Germany to have more possession and to be more clinical in front of goal. And then we have the Portugal against Czech Republic, and for that one I kind of wanted to tip Portugal to win, just so that we can see a semi-final between Portugal and Spain, which is a big if. Well, not that big of an if, I say it's more likely. 70% likely that Portugal will face Spain in the semi-final, in one of the semi-finals. And that is a mouth-watering match. So I'd like to see that, especially if Portugal can, counter-attack really well. And from that we move on to Group C, I guess, where Spain won their group. It was a really tough match. It was really unfortunate for Croatia to lose 1-0. They played really well, and they tried to counter-attack. They tried to pressure in the last 10 minutes to get a winning goal, but instead they conceded, which was unfortunate for them, and they lost 1-0. And I didn't really watch the other matches. It's kind of hard watching 2 matches going on at the same time. Although the Group B matches was really fun, there were goals, like 4 goals in the first half or something like that. It was a bit slow in the second half. But for Group C, it was a bit harder to watch. And I didn't really watch the Italy versus Ireland game, so I don't know. Italy seemed to have a good amount of chances, but they scored through what I think was corner kicks. So at least they can, rely on set pieces as well. Some teams find it hard to score even from set pieces, which is a shame. You should be able to score from many positions: set pieces, open play, and score a lot too. So that, I think, bodes well for Italy. And again, unfortunate for Croatia. They played really well, and I really like Slaven Bilic as Croatia's coach. Mad respect for him. He's going to Lokomotiv Moscow after this, which is a shame. I'd rather see him, in the Premier League or something like that. where we can see him more often, because he looks awesome as a manager. And moving on to Group D, we have England and France going through. England surprised me by topping the group, although that's really due to France's own mistakes, I guess. They didn't play well yesterday against Sweden. But having said that, Sweden were really good in this competition. I'd say they were unlucky to be knocked out. When they were against England, they conceded some fast-paced goals from Theo Walcott. Or maybe the keeper was a bit at fault for the second Walcott goal, but they did really well. And I love seeing Ibrahimovic play. I'm not sure how he plays for AC Milan now. He's still at AC Milan, yeah? I think so. But yeah. But if he plays in that sort of midfield role, sort of like an attacking midfielder, linking up the play between, defense or defensive midfield and attack, he looks awesome. I remember when he was playing against England, and his strength to shove off defenders like Lescott or Terry it was just awesome to watch him link up play really well. And it went to the so far that whenever he got the ball, everyone was afraid of actually charging him down, because they knew he was much stronger and would be able to get by them. So they ended up just backing away. I'm not sure how he played against France, because I didn't really watch that match. I watched the England match, but I'm seeing his goal was absolutely awesome too. He looks like he's still a very good player, and I think he could even make it in one of the bigger leagues. I know the Italian league is big, but I think he still plays as a striker there. So if anyone, even AC Milan or anyone else who gets him, make him play in midfield like he did for Sweden, and I think you will have a very good team. It's kind of the way I think Drogba should be playing in the future. Instead of playing as a striker, full-out striker, play sort of in a bit of a reserve position, a bit in the midfield, and be a midfield maestro instead, and control the ball, link up play. And you will also have opportunities to score like Ibrahimovic did yesterday. When you enter the box a bit later, when strikers pull defenders away, you will have space, sort of thing. So Ibrahimovic, mad props to him. Too bad Sweden went back, and France were kind of lucky at the end. So England go through and as group leaders, and now they will face Italy, which will be a tough match. It's probably the toughest match of the quarterfinals. The other match, I guess, will be Spain against France, where honestly, France look weak in defense, I'd say, and their striking doesn't seem to be very penetrative, very, very good, basically. So I do think Spain can win that match and win it comfortably, if not easy. I don't expect Spain to win 4-0, but I do really expect Spain to win that one. I was tipping France a bit here and there, but seeing their performances over the past 2 or 3 games hasn't really convinced me. Especially against Sweden. Losing against Sweden was a bad way to go into a quarterfinal, because you've just lost your last match. The confidence isn't going to be there. So I do fear for them against Spain. Plus, I think like the English folks were saying, by England winning the group, they have an extra day off, whereas France now have to face Spain a day earlier than England play, which can have an effect, I think. So I think that one will be in Spain's favour, definitely, which is why I think the England-Italy match will be the tougher match of the quarterfinals. And it's great to see that if England win and Germany win, they'll face each other in the semi-finals, which is awesome. And then if Portugal win and Spain win their quarterfinals, they'll face each other in the semi-finals, which is again another awesome match. So the semi-finals look to be really good, and all 4 of those teams, I'd say, definitely have a chance of winning. Of course, if Italy get through instead, I still think they're a good team. So England, what do I think of England? I still think that against really good opposition, they might come undone. And I don't think they've actually faced really good opposition so far. Sweden, I'd say, were probably one of the toughest. And of course France were, but then France to me are looking a bit suspect really. But here's hoping England can do well. I mean, I think the thing about England that I think can work in their favour is they can have a variety in their play style. You know, with Rooney and Walcott and Andy Carroll, you have speed, you have power, you have height, and you have, you know, that linking up between midfield and attack, sort of like what Ibrahimovic does with Rooney. And then you have Steven Gerrard, who's got great visions, and I think the defense is a bit weak. At least John Terry, I think, is weak. Julian Lescott looks really good. And I guess the other thing about yesterday's match was the goal by Ukraine that didn't count, which was a shame for the Ukraine, I think, because they had really one or two really good shots on target, which is why I think against a good opposition, England might suffer a bit. I mean, the English team have been thinking like their defensive is really solid, but then against Sweden you saw that isn't really the case. So I think they should really be mindful of that in the future, that their defense isn't as good as sometimes they make it out to be. So here's hoping that if England can do well, I'd be happy for them. But I still think they need to not be carried away, which I don't think they are technically, at least not the players. And I think Roy Hodgson is a good manager in that aspect, because he keeps those things sort of in check. And what else was there to talk about? Oh yeah, that goal by the Ukraine, I guess, you know, I have no idea what the extra assistant behind the goal is doing. It was a tough call, but it did really look like it was easily over the line, at least, you know, by a few inches or something. But yeah, it is a split-second decision, so I think the time for technology to be introduced into football is only a matter of time, really. And I guess that's all I really had to say about the last group stage matches. And I'm pretty happy with the outcome of the teams that got through. I think Croatia and Sweden were a bit unfortunate. They are probably better teams than the Czech Republic or Greece. So that's a bit unfortunate, but you know, it's a luck of the draw, I guess. In the end, it only really matters who wins. So, who wins the entire tournament. So I think favourites are still Spain and Germany, and I think Portugal and England have a really good chance of being dark horses, basically, and Italy as well. So that's all my thoughts for this Euro 2012 analysis. Be back for more as we head through the quarterfinals. Thanks for watching.